Hello. So, for a really long time, I've been wanting to make a video about twin flame relationships. Um, the good, the bad, the past, the future, just everything at it. I've watched a lot of other videos that other people have made. So I figured since my baby would not let me put him down for a nap, that I might as well use this time to make a video. So he's currently on this nip right here, so we're just gonna have the camera like this for a while. But a lot of people just don't understand the relationship, and they will say, oh, you're crazy, or oh, just go find somebody else. Like, that's even an option. And when you meet your twin flame, once you know what that's like, you don't want just another option or a regular person. Like, it's just never going to be good enough or the same, you know? So I've been doing a lot of studying about twin flames because that's what I'm involved in right now. And there's always the running and the on and the off. And unfortunately, right now, we're off. He ran away quite a while ago, and it's the hardest thing anyone could ever deal with. The pain of the abandonment is just excruciating. It'll get you to the point where you feel like you would rather die. And they say it's all to teach you some kind of a lesson that you're supposed to learn. So, that being said, let's just start from the beginning. When you meet your twin flame, you're going to have a very overwhelming, overpowering, like, okay, there you are. I've been looking for you all my life. You're going to just be instantly drawn to them. You will do anything and everything, whether it means whatever you're doing. If you guys are involved in other relationships, it's not going to matter. Like, you have to be with this person, and that's all you know, is that you have to be with them. Just to be almost inside of each other. Like, I know I just had an overwhelming feeling that I just even wanted him to hold me. Like, and it feels better to be connected to this person. Like, the only way you can even describe it is like ecstasy. Like, I've never even done that drug, but I just mean in the sense of it feels so good, like almost an out of body, like you're not just connecting physically, you're connecting at a soul level. And they're bringing you together. You know, you're getting brought together to be with your twin flame. And that's maybe not necessarily what was in your plan, but the universe had other plans for you. So, oh well, if you were just fine in your life. Oh well, if you were in a relationship, or if you had like a nice job planned out. Like, too bad, because when you meet this person, it's gonna rock your motherfucking world. Like, and I always say, yes, it is a blessing, but it's absolutely a curse too, because it's going to take you to the depths of hell, literally, and it's going to bring you to the highest heavenly feeling you've ever had. So, in order to have one, you have to have the other. Now, there's a lot of people that don't have a twin flame who have just met someone who's kind of nice, who treats them all right, someone who they can get along with, someone who they can run a household with, someone who they can trust, who's just there, you know, and they're basically in an arranged, like, partnership of whatever they want to call it. Like, they don't get it when you're trying to say, oh, but my twin flame, you know, I need to be with him. Well, why don't you just find someone who's nice to you? And okay, well, that's the thing. Twin flame love is unconditional love. That means your twin flame might be a selfish fucking dick, but you love them anyway. Your twin flame might be not who you want them to be at times, but you're gonna love them anyway. And you're gonna almost feel like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, seriously, what the fuck is wrong that I want this person who can be so horrible at times, because they're the only one at the end of the day, or the middle, anytime, they're the only one that you want. So if you're smart and your twin flame's as smart as you just learn to get it together, because love isn't finding someone that you can live with. It's finding someone who you can't live without. And the twin flame relationship is so complicated, because you may have had plans to just go about your happy life, and then this person comes along and fucks it all up pretty much. I mean, and what are you going to do? Especially if you're dealing with a runner and a chaser. So I'm dealing with a runner, and basically what it seems like is they can't stand the thought of losing control, and they don't know what to do with the overwhelming emotions of, like, so much love. They're scared, basically. They're scared of how much love they have for you, and they're afraid of losing control over their own emotions, control over their own life. I have also lost control of my own life, it seems. But, you know, I was okay with that, because when you love someone so much, you just don't care if you're in control or not. It's been a hard 4.5 years. Me and my twin flame, when we met, we were both in other relationships. Not the kind where it was a love relationship, but let's call it a situationship. We were both in some situationships. But, you know, we didn't let that stop us. So we, you know, did wrong, technically, you know, by account of these other people, but they've actually were understanding about it, which they say that's what happens. Like, if you're with someone and you really do meet your twin flame, the person who you're with isn't going to harbor ill will towards you. They're actually going to be very understanding about it. And so they were, you know, now as everything's gotten smoothed out. So me and my twin flame have been on a rocky fucking ride. It's been on and off. But the thing is, when we're off, we're still together. Like, there's no going to look for other people. Now, back a couple years ago, we both had made some mistakes. but I learned from my mistake. I realized that it wasn't worth it. Like, it's just not worth it. The problem is when the runner runs, it makes the chaser want to chase even more. And we switched roles of being the runner and chaser for a while, but then it was pretty steady that he's the runner and I was the chaser. And only when I stop chasing does he want to come back. And it sounds like kind of a mind fuck, which it is at times, but when we're together, that's just, there's nothing better. There's just nothing better. So a lot of the time, I mean, he has been gone now for way too long, but we're in each other's minds, we're in each other's hearts, we're in each other's souls. We would communicate every single day, mostly via text or email, because the phone conversations just get way too heated. And even though we would sit there and we would argue like that over email or text, on the occasions where he would decide to come back for a little while, we don't think about any of that. You see that person and instantly what you want to do is hug them, kiss them, make love to them, just bury yourself under a blanket with them and never leave, because your relationship is not based on how easily you can cope with life. Your relationship is based on unconditional love. So that's the hard part. Like, real life can suck. I mean, there's tons of stressors. There's shit that you're not going to agree on. There's shit that you wish they did different. But when it comes down to it, really, that stuff doesn't matter. I've hurt him without trying. He's hurt me purposely. And we have to forgive each other, because if we don't, that's no life at all. I mean, neither one of us are made to be with anyone else, and I don't really prefer being alone. I know the hard part for me is that he seems like he prefers being alone, or at least he's trying to act like he prefers being alone. He is hell-bent on wanting to be independent, and not relying on anyone and not being taken care of. And, you know, it's like, I love you. Let me show you that I love you by taking care of you. I'm one of those kind of people. Like, I want to cook for you. I want to cut your hair for you. I want to do things for you to show you that I love you. And what I want is just affection, you know, like, don't say something, he would do a lot of things for me that he would say, well, that's me showing you I love you. Well, I need to feel you. I need your hands on my body. I need your mouth on my body. I need you in my body. I need you. Like, that's what I want. And this last time he's been gone has been the worst by far. Well, maybe not. I think it was even worse the last time he was gone. This time it's still pretty bad, but the last time he was gone, I was pregnant, so all those hormones really amplified the pain of the abandonment. And this time, I have been very sad and very devastated. There's been a lot of crying, a lot of frustration, but I always had to kind of pull it back together because I have my very precious little angel here. But this is his son that we conceived in love, and he's not around for this. He's missing the whole thing, and that is just what kills me. He has missed his whole life. this is our beautiful son. He's going to be 9 months, and he took off when the baby was a month old. And this little baby looks just like him. I mean, he is beautiful in the same ways he's beautiful. And I try to explain to him that all I want is for us to be a family. I just want him to be here. I want him coming through that door at 4 o'clock. And I want him coming up to me while I'm cooking dinner and grabbing my fat ass and saying, damn, baby, this smells good. I can't wait to eat. I want him here so I can look at him playing with our son. That's why I married him. Like, I guess I really thought that when he married me, he would know that, like, getting married meant that this running away shit has to stop. Like, it has to stop. And I am really at a loss for what to do. And so I've been following Cassidy Kane. She's on Facebook and I think just on the internet. She's been really helpful with putting some meditations out there and other information about twin flames, the runner and the chaser. And there's just different stages that twin flames will go through. But I mean, you don't have to go through all of those stages if you're lucky and smart enough to just get your fucking shit together. And that's what I wanted to tell him. Like, okay, I get it. Like, I get hungry and I'll go crazy. I get hangry, as they like to say. Okay, so I might not be the most pleasant person. And if he doesn't want me to sugarcoat, I get it. Okay, I can be downright nasty, okay, when I'm hungry. It's because my sugar drops. I feel shaky. I feel like a monster. Well, motherfucker, go fry me up some meat or make me a peanut butter sandwich or give me some orange juice to save my life, and then let's move on with our day. My twin flame holds on to negativity like it is just, I don't know. I don't even have an analogy for that. Like mold growing on a fucking old cucumber. He keeps negativity and he remembers dates. Like from anything bad that's ever happened, he will throw out a date and be like, this happened this day. And I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that happened. How can I make it up to you? He does not accept apologies. Like, I will admit if I'm wrong, or half the time I'll apologize even if I'm not wrong, just to try to keep the peace. But that's not even good enough anymore. And at this point, I'm like, I don't know what more you want. Like, I'm a stay-at-home wife and mom who cooks dinner every night. I want to have sex with him. I'm a good mom. I don't let myself go. I'm pretty smart. Like, I don't know. I mean, I think he should want me, but he's just going through some shit, I guess. And every psychic I've talked to ask them about this, I'm like, okay, should I just, what should I do? Like, I can't even deal with this. And they're like, no. They're like, he is your twin flame. Right now, he cannot feel the true love because he has these negative blocks, like, in him. Like, the blocks need to be lifted. So I've been doing the meditation, and this, who I've been researching with, this Cassidy Kane, has been saying, if you do it on yourself, it will eventually do it to your twin flame. So I'm trying to raise our vibration by myself. I asked him, I told him, please let me balance out your chakras. Let me get the negativity out of you so we can just focus on our love instead of all this junk that's happened. Like, and trust me when I tell you, if you're on a twin flame journey, it is not an easy one. There are always somebody or something that's going to try to fuck you guys up. I mean, whether it's his mom or your aunt or an ex, there are going to be people coming along, like trying to separate you guys, trying actively to fuck you guys up. And your love has to be strong enough to not listen to that. Like, and right now, I don't even know. I mean, all I can do is work on myself. All I can do is these meditations that I've been listening to. So if anyone else is going through dealing with a runner, things that have been really useful to me are right here on YouTube. Balancing chakras, twin flame meditation, those ones I got from Cassidy Kane, reading her articles. All of that has been really helpful to get the negativity out of me. And the thing about twin flames is you guys are on the same vibration. So whatever you do to yourself will in turn affect them as well. It's just kind of a matter of time. Like she was talking about, kind of like layers of an onion. The more you meditate, you're taking more negativity away, more bad karma out so that you guys can unite, because that's why you were here. You guys came to Earth with an agreement that you're going to unite in your human bodies, in your physical form. And when you've done that and you've had that experience, nothing else will do. Nothing else will do. You just can't go back to just mediocre rendezvous with random people. It's just not gonna work. Like, it's almost like, why wasting your time? I mean, if you're not gonna be with your twin flame, you might as well be alone. And that's the sad part. Like, especially if you're twin flame, which a lot of them do. A lot of the runners, they're saying they want quiet. They can't focus. It's too much energy, too much emotion. It's hard for them to handle all of that. And what they were sent here to do is to basically fuck your world up and then hope that you can cope with that. And if you can, and then you can forgive each other and reunite, that's where your divine union comes in. But they're sent here to make you feel this pain. Like, and that's what I've been reading about, because I'm in so much pain. And it's not really them that's causing the pain. It's them that's triggering you to remember this pain from something else. So whatever it happened in childhood. I mean, he is mad at me for something that I don't even feel would have been a big deal. Something I didn't even do on purpose. A betrayal that I don't feel is fair for him to hold against me. We were in a bad situation. Long story short, I had to basically choose the well-being of my kids over making him happy. So after that whole thing kind of went down, he's still holding on to anger over that. And this was 3 years ago. He's still holding on to such anger from that betrayal that he calls it. Even though I've explained to him numerous times, look, I had to do what I had to do for my children. Not to consider that a betrayal towards you personally, but somewhere in some life or in childhood, someone caused him a betrayal. So basically, me triggering that is making him relive that over and over again in his soul. So until he lets that go, we're not going to be able to move forward in our divine union. And I'm just waiting. I mean, I'm waiting here, and our son is growing, and he's missing everything. It's a sad situation, and I know a lot of you can probably relate to it, but I mean, we've been through some shit. Like, I mean, you just hear some of these other stories, and it's like, you know, we're not the only ones who are dealing with shit here. Everyone is dealing with shit. And I'm trying to just be patient, be happy, because what they're telling you, when someone abandons you and you're going through that pain that you were sent here to go through, it's trying to teach you to be reliant on your own self and realize that the love is actually inside of yourself. That the person that you met was supposed to spark this fire for you to realize that you can love yourself. Easier said than done. Let's see. Other things I've learned about twin flames that were interesting. That supposedly there's only 144,000 twin flames on the earth, and we're sent here to raise the vibration of all of humanity. So, I mean, that's a pretty big job. But if you think about it, when you're with your twin flame, you're glowing of love. You're literally a ball of love and light. And if every twin flame could be with their twin flame, all that loving energy and that loving light would be spread throughout the universe. But we got to get it together. This is not a perfect world. And life isn't supposed to be like this, but it is. Like, I mean, what I meant to say was, it's supposed to be a challenge. Like, what you want is not always what you're going to get. And I mean, you kind of have to just let it go and see where the ride takes you. And that's kind of what I'm learning through this process of this twin flame journey. And all I know is that my runner's been running way too motherfucking long, and he needs to get the fuck back here. And we need to figure this shit out, because it seems like every time he runs, it's longer and longer. I mean, the first time he ran, it was like for an hour. And here I am crying. Like, what did I do? I don't even know what I did. And that's the thing, like, you're really not doing anything. Those of you who are experiencing running, it's not really you. They're going to try to tell you it's something that you did. But when you sit there and you analyze it, you know, no, I really didn't do anything. Like, I didn't do anything any other person wouldn't do on the normal course of a day. Like, it's not you, it's them. It's something inside of them. And you can realize that, but it really doesn't make anything better, you know? Like, that doesn't make anything better. It just helps you understand more, I guess, because you're here to understand, and you're here to learn, and you're here to grow. So, I mean, that's about the only knowledge I have for now about twin flames. But, you know, thanks for listening. And if you guys have any questions, I can answer the questions. I've liked watching the videos that others of you have made on your twin flame journey. But you know something's up when you're never going to get this person out of your head. You're never going to get this person out of your heart. And I even tell him that. I said, what are you doing? I mean, you don't miss me? Yeah, he says he misses me. He says he tries to just keep himself busy. He's taken on a second job. And still, your head hits that pillow, you know, it's me he's thinking about. And we're not talking to other people, you know, like when we're off, it's not like cheating time because we both know that wouldn't be worth it. We both learned that kind of the hard way, you know, like he kissed someone last year and it drove a stake through my heart. And I mean, he learned, you know, it didn't feel like anything. It wasn't good. It wasn't worth it. You know, he doesn't even care. Like, and then like the year before that, when something happened, you know, I ended up doing what I did, and I regret it too because it didn't feel like anything. It wasn't worth it. It was stupid. Like, you're better off alone than trying to think that you can ever get that feeling with someone else, because you just won't. So, I mean, people ask me, why do you still miss him? Why would you even want to be around him? Well, because I love him. That's why. I can't help it. I mean, that's why unconditional love is so much different than some of these lame ass relationships people are in. Like, okay, well, when push comes to shove, how much do you actually love someone? Because love is no matter what. No fucking matter what. Like, it's not about how many times someone can buy you a new pair of shoes or how many bills someone can pay. Like, that has nothing to do with love. That's part of real life, and it sucks that sometimes you can be in love with someone and you can't get that shit together. That's like me and mine. We're in love, but we cannot deal with real life together, it seems. You know, getting pissed off at each other. Well, who's going to the grocery store this time? Oh, what are you going to get? Well, I don't want you to do that right now. I want you to do this right now. Then one person getting pissed off thinking the other person's trying to control them when really you're not. Like, I mean, there's just going to be so many issues that you will deal with on your twin flame journey. And that's why I would love to seek some counseling with a twin flame expert, not just a run-of-the-mill relationship counselor. I think you have to do the work yourself, though. You and your twin need to put your egos aside and feel with your heart. Like, because your ego is going to tell you, oh, I have too much pride. I'm not going to be with someone who would do something like that. But do you love that person? Okay, they're not perfect. The person you love is not perfect. The person that you love can be a real fucking pain in the ass sometimes. But if you love them, you know, you just gotta suck it up. Like, one of my good friends quoted me this from Dr. Phil that she read. Do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? I know I just want to be in